Is it true that King Charles wants to destroy the royal family, and Prince William wants to save it? Today you will find out what the future holds for the crown after the death of Queen Elizabeth. After all, it seems that just one person can ruin it all.
Because to be honest with you, like a lot of other people my age could probably relate to, I know that I'm not going to get from my family what I need.
Prince Harry not only does not want to make peace with his own family but also will do everything to make their life unbearable. Therefore, the first thing Charles did in his role as king was to return Harry and his wife, Meghan, the titles of the Dukes of Sussex. Soon we will tell you how this attempt to reunite his son and the royal family will be a failure for Charles. His wife, Queen Consort, is to blame for this. After all, her husband, the king, does everything she says. After the death of Diana, Charles was hated by the whole country. Therefore, he had been trying to win public trust again for almost 20 years. To prove that he is a family man, but he was simply unlucky in his first marriage, he married Camilla in 2005, making her the Duchess of Cornwall. For many years, Queen Elizabeth did not want to name her son's former mistress the Queen Consort when Charles inherited the throne. Nevertheless, Camilla's devotion to him and her love for the royal family won over Her Majesty's heart.
In recognition of her own loyal public service since our marriage 17 years ago, she becomes my Queen Consort.
Just a few days after Charles ascended the throne, Camilla proved that she supported her husband at all costs. On September 13th, the new monarch lost his temper because of a leaky pen. Yes, he could not sign the book and started shouting. His wife gave him a new pen and calmed the upset king. She silently endured the pain of a broken toe as she accompanied her husband to events marking the Queen's passing. The future royal tour, of course, Camilla will also steadfastly spend next to her husband, in his shadow. The ambitious king loves this quality about her. Craving the spotlight is like kryptonite for the new monarch. It will be difficult for him to reign because, officially, the king has no right to interfere in politics. He has already made excuses for doing this in the past.
If it's meddling to worry about the inner cities as I did 40 years ago, and what was happening or not happening there, the conditions in which people were living, if that's meddling, I'm very proud of it.
Charles will also have to step back from promoting some of the causes he has championed, including fighting climate change and other environmental issues. But he will simply shift these responsibilities to Prince William, whom is already dissatisfied with many of his father's decisions. For example, he does not intend to put up with a traitor brother. During the Queen's funeral, William and Harry barely spoke and saw each other only at official events. The reason for this, of course, is Harry's eagerness to give revealing interviews. The new Prince of Wales aligns himself with experts that believe Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are hypocrites. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have stepped down from their royal duties in 2020, but they demand royal protection and access to royal family events, which, by the way, are paid by citizens' taxes.
My British friend said to me, "I'm sure he's great, but you shouldn't do it because the British tabloids will destroy your life."
How can you aim to protect your privacy and hire 3 PR firms at the same time? Perhaps because of this opinion of Prince William, the king made an intriguing decision. Only 7 people will be considered working members of the royal family. £100 million will be allocated for their protection and £86 million for the maintenance of estates. In addition to the king himself and his wife, these are Prince William and Princess Catherine, Princess Anne, Prince Edward and his wife. That's it. Thus, the 2 most beloved princes of the people, Harry and Andrew, become outcasts. The Queen demoted Andrew, also known as a party prince, from the military and stripped him of his titles in 2019 after Virginia Giuffre filed a sexual assault lawsuit against him. The prince was close friends with Jeffrey Epstein, who was accused of trafficking women.
You threw a birthday party for Epstein's girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, at Sandringham.
No, it was a shooting weekend.
A shooting weekend.
Just a straightforward.
The family has never been embarrassed this much. It is no surprise that now not only Andrew but also his daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, will also soon lose their titles. Bad PR and unnecessary spending are what the royal family wants to get rid of forever in the coming years by sorting out the bad seeds. However, the good ones also suffer. For example, the family of Prince William. His wife never got into scandals and remained the image of the perfect princess. Nevertheless, Catherine will only have to struggle more and more. After all, she is a peacemaker in the family. William and Charles had a strained relationship over the years, but the Princess of Wales helped them to make peace with each other. According to the Daily Mail, Kate planned and organized the family photo shoot for Charles' 70th birthday. Moreover, she unsuccessfully tried to reconcile Harry and William. Subscribe to find out why William doesn't want his brother back in the family. Now the princess needs to take care of her own children.
It's not my duty to do everything for everyone, but I feel guilty all the time, as a mom. I think any mother who claims otherwise is actually lying.
Prince George is growing up as a little tyrant who bullies children at school by saying his dad is the future king and will punish them. Little Charlotte, who is only 7, is already depressed because of her destiny as a royal. A new book by reporter Kathy Nichol proves that by the time the princess was only 6 years old, the girl already knew the order of succession and understood that, like her uncle Harry, she was now a spare. Her whole life is set for her, and Charlotte will never become anything but a princess. We wonder if Uncle Harry's experience will be an example for the baby. Is that why her dad is so concerned about the future of the crown?
I think the royal family has to modernise and develop as it goes along, and it has to stay relevant. And that's the challenge for me, is how do I make the royal family relevant in the next 20 years' time? And,
There is something to worry about. The Commonwealth, which unites the former British colonies, will soon cease to exist. The people of these countries hate the royal family for the way they treated Meghan Markle, the first non-white Duchess. In his book, Tom Bower wrote that, according to Harry, Camilla said,
"Wouldn't it be funny if your child had ginger afro hair?"
Harry will never forgive this insult. Moreover, the king is in no rush to grant new titles to the children of Harry and Meghan, as he didn't really want to do it back in 2019.
And that was when they were saying they didn't want him to be a prince or a princess, not knowing what the gender would be, which would be different from protocol.
Of course, now the Dukes of Sussex do not want to put up with the toxic family that made Meghan suicidal. Markle never plans to leave the States because if Archie studied in the UK, she would never be able to pick him up and take him to school. A crowd of paparazzi and ordinary citizens would constantly besiege the school.
That doesn't make me obsessed with privacy. That makes me a strong and good parent, protecting my child.
According to Page 6, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are postponing their upcoming multi-million-dollar Netflix project. We wonder if they do so for the sake of protecting their children. The newslet reported that Netflix wanted to release a show where the couple reveals the crown's dirtiest secrets in December. However, according to journalist Josh Rome, Prince Harry was overwhelmed by the amount of love Britain showed to King Charles III and Queen Consort Camilla. The King's approval ratings before the death of Queen Elizabeth was 34%, and now it is more than 60%. The Duke of Sussex was also surprised at the people's support for the Prince of Wales and Princess Kate. Does Harry fear that his exit from the royal family has been useless? After all, it seems that royals can do just fine without him.